Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
What is up, all you itty bitty teeny weeny Tanganyika fish tank funkadelics? You are watching Aquafunk with me, Jay the Angel Freak, and today I want to do a little update. A while back, if you've been watching my channel, I told you about how I started getting into some Lake Tanganyika African cichlids, and I told you that I really didn't know a whole lot about them, but I wanted to get them to learn more about them, which I have. Which there's not a whole lot to be learned unless you're trying to go after specific fish. But to be honest with you, you know, there's like 3 categories of fish that I've realized, and I cannot say the names to save my life unless I have the paper in front of me, and I am totally unprofessional and I don't have the paper in front of me. But basically, you have like the sips type of fish that swim, you know, up at the top in the middle of the tank, and then you have the fish that live along the rocks and at the bottom, but along the rocks and live in caves. Then you have the little guys, the shell dwellers, that actually live in shells. And those are, from what I've learned, are 3 basic differences from the types of fish that come out of there. Well, I don't have shell dwellers, but I do have shells in here, just because I wanted to give some of the littler fish a cave. Like, you know, they don't care if it's a cave or a shell, if it's a hole, but shell dwellers are, I guess, you know, particular about shells. But I don't have any shell dwellers. But what I do have, which when I started out with 2 calvises and 2 compressor sets. Firefin compressor set and a gold head muzzy compressor set. A white calvis and a black calvis, right? So, since then, I got a little carried away, alright? And I totally blame Matt Moore for this, because he gave me way too much good information. So I'm gonna put a link to Matt Moore's site down at the bottom. If you're into Lake Tanganyika fish, or you're thinking about being into Lake Tanganyika fish, go watch his site and get hooked like I did. So when I started with them 4 because I wanted a small fish to go in this tank. And while they get up to 5 inches, the male and the female about 3 inches, it takes them a very long time to get there, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches a year to get to that size. So in my mind, these were like little nano type cichlids, at least for a certain amount of time. So I went ahead and started looking up on them, and, you know, YouTubing more people who have these types of fish, and I got a little carried away. So now this tank has more fish than it should. So I'm doing quite often water changes, and I bumped up the filtration. I was just running a sponge filter, but because of the added inhabitants, I wanted more oxygenation to handle the load. So I added 2 aquariums for 10 gallons. That I had laying around, those little hang on the back filters, the aquariums for tank, and that just has filter floss in there, and it's cleaning up my tank nicely. The surface agitation is where I want it. My sponge filter is way big enough to handle the bio load. So here's my problem. Now I'm gonna tell you what type of fish I have in here, but I'm not going to go into the Latin names because I am not that tongue talented to do that. Those Latin names are really hard, at least for me, to remember, more or less say. So let me start with the Tret. The Tret, really awesome fish that Matt Moore, once again, showed me a picture of, and they're really inexpensive in my opinion for what you're getting. You know, so you're not breaking your pockets. And he's awesome. Okay, kind of looks like a frontosa, which I do have a frontosa in here, but since I put the tret in there, the frontosa hides all the time. So I'm gonna end up moving the frontosa into a smaller tank. I have my Lupe in here, awesome, very active little dude. I have three tricolor sips. I got those for the sole purpose of having some action up at the top and the middle of the tank. That's where they do their business. Top and the middle, that's where they live. That's how they're happy. I got me a goby with like little blue specks on his face and a little kind of muzzle on him. He is a really, really cool dude. He's always active, really moving around, sticking his head out of rock, going back in a rock, dipping in another rock, sticking his head out. He's a shaker and a mover. He's a shaker and a mover, okay? He's a shaker and a mover, and he's like the who's that running back? I can't remember his name. Running back that would just juke people. He's like a running back that jukes people all the time. You know, just all over the place. That's him. Always in and out, in and out. So I love that guy. I think him and the frontosa are going to go in that little tank that I got set up right there because I like to see them. You know, the frontosa I expect to be out and about in the middle of the tank. And my little blue speckled face running back, he'll be all over the bottom sand, in and out of the shell. Who else do I have in here? I have a pearl lined something or other. Matt Moore, please help me out. Comments down below. Pearl lined. I don't know what it is. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking to yourself, how is this dude putting out a video? He don't even know what it is. They're addictive, dude. I really can't say. I'm a little embarrassed at the fact that I cannot say their names, and I can't give you more specific information. I know how to keep them alive. I know how to keep them happy. I only have one of each, except for the tricolor sips. I only have one of each, so I'm not trying to breed them. I'm just trying to enjoy them, okay? These right here, these are my guys. Always going to be my guys. They're a labor of love. But my little Tanganyika tank, that's just fun, okay? I'm just having fun with a type of fish that's new to me. And I'm sure one of these fish are going to really pop out and take my attention where I will get more and more in depth. I did do a lot of research on the calvuses and compressiceps, but they're all the same. As far as their feeding, I'm feeding them right now. Let me tell you, I'm feeding them the Norfin cichlid, and it's like 3/4 cichlid pellets and 1/4 Norfin veggie. And let me tell you, the aroma, I'm kidding, they stink. This is the worst smelling food in the world, but my fish seem to like it. Their colors are banging, they're moving, they're out and about. They eat it up, gobble, gobble, gobble. I guess I just have to deal with the funk. Right now, my Tret is, handling the tank. He's in the middle of the tank. People ain't where they're supposed to be, or they're not doing something he likes. He goes ahead and he moves them out of the way. There is one fish that I do know the name of. I don't know the first half of the name. I know the second half of the name. And a lot of you will probably figure out why I know the second half of the name, but I am going to get it. I'm looking for it. I'm on a hunt for it. It's called the Sex Fasciatus. Now, beside the name being really cool, the fish is awesome. It's yellow. That's one of my favorite colors. It's yellow. So, That's why I really like my Le Lupe. So anyway, that's enough with me rambling on about pretty much nothing. I'm just giving you guys an update on where my Tanganyika tank is, and if you want to get a type of fish that's addictive and fun to watch, not too expensive on the wallet. I mean, sometimes they could be kind of pricey. Tanganyika is the way to go. Go to Matt Moore's site. He's got a lot more information. Probably has a lot more, a lot more other things to show you. But yeah, that's a little something that I got going on here. I hope you like it. I know I do. If you're trying to get into African fish, that's not the same old, obies, predator haps, and peacocks. Give them a shot. You are not going to be disappointed. So, before I leave, let me give a little shout out to a couple of people that have sent me stickers. Aquarium Cop, boom. This is your tank. I'm going to be dedicating a tank to whoever gives me the sticker. This one's yours. Doesn't have nothing in it. Empty. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I really want to do this one right. This one's going to be a 15 high aquarium planted. And I really want to do it right. So I've been little by little getting stuff together to get this done. And I can't tell you when I'm going to have stuff in it, but when the time is right, and I know it's going to be stationary for a long period of time, it will have water and fish in it. I want to have those little galaxy fish. They kind of look like trout. They're gray with yellow specks and red fins. I really want those. Somebody help me out. Comments below. Jimmy H, you got my wild caught Leopoldi. Awesome little fish. Very rarely seen in the pet trade. So I was very happy when I could get my hands on 6 of those. Rob93, you have my Peruvian wild caught Ultims. You know I'm an angel guy, so having these Leopoldi and these Ultims is a real feather in my cap. I'm waiting on a couple people. Matt Moore, waiting on yours, because you know where yours is going. Alright? So, that's my time. That's my little update on my Tanganyika tank, and my little shout out to the people who sent stickers. I'm going to go now. But, like always, take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of your fish, y'all.